Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on the Coffee News. My name is David Serero, and I have the pleasure to have today on my heart radio a very talented artist. Her name is Dyli. Let me spell it for you, D-Y-L-I. She has the website called dylimusic.com. She's only 15 years old. She's from Modesto in California. She has over 120,000 streams of her single Weekend. She has now released a great song called Cherry Coke, which will be playing right now on iHeartRadio, which will be released on August 10th. But without any further introduction, please meet the one and only Dyli. How are you today, Dyli?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for being with us. So first of all, congratulations for all your great music, for all your great time. You're a phenomenal artist. And also, I would love to know a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and what brought you to music in the first place.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Dyli, as you know. I'm 15 years old, and I'm from Stockton, California. I've been singing since I was 7 years old, and I started working in the studio when I was 11. I released my first EP about a year later, and a month after that, my song Weekend hit 100,000 streams on Spotify. That was super exciting, and here I am now. I mean, my life pretty much revolves around music.
Well, that's beautiful. Who are your musical influences? Like, who are the artists that you were listening when you grew up, who give you the desire to be a music artist?
Growing up, I listened to a lot of different music, from folk to reggae to pop. And early on, my biggest influence was the Dirty Heads. I love their hip-hop side of things. Now I love hip-hop and rap. I think SZA and Rihanna are two of my biggest female influences today.
Well, they're definitely, a mix of many genres. So, you have this new single on August 10th, which will be released, that is called Cherry Coke. Can you tell us, first of all, where the name Cherry Coke is from, even though I have some ideas?
Yeah. No, Cherry Coke, it's actually a song very close to me because I wrote it inspired by my generation and what I see every day. Cherry Coke kind of metaphorically represents a lavish lifestyle. The hook in the chorus is, we're sitting by the pool sipping cherry Coca-Cola, really explaining that my generation, just the lack of care, what I see on social media, everybody living in their own world, and it all boils down in the end that everybody just wants to be somebody.
Yeah, that's I think the danger of this new generation, that is they see everything on Instagram and they lost a little bit, their the way to express themselves because everything is on email and compared to the older generations where I think we built more that social thing, a little bit ironically, because now we have more social media, but people communicate less, I believe. So, I wanted to ask you, outside of music, like, what do you do with your spare time?
Usually I just hang out with my friends, maybe go to the movies, but in the end, all I really do is music. Even on my quote-unquote days off, I'm answering emails or having conference calls or rehearsals. I really have no free time outside of music.
But that's really beautiful to hear passionate people. So when you write the music, when you do a new title, like what motivates you to write a new music, and what is usually your process?
Well, I love writing my own music inspired by things that have happened in my life or going on in my life when I write them. When music means something, it makes it so much more beautiful when the artist can be passionate about it. And that's what I love when listening to music and hearing stories on how musicians wrote their songs. And that's what I strive for every time that, I'm writing my music.
And what do you think today is your biggest, it inspires you the most to write new music materials? Well, anything, is it love? Is it the politics? Is it what's going on in the world? What are usually your biggest inspirations?
I think it's a combination of multiple things. It usually starts off as something small, like something I saw at school or that's going on in my family, and I'll elaborate it and correlate it with something that's going on in the world or a bigger issue.
Yeah, that's really beautiful to hear. So, do you play any instruments?
I do. I play guitar.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. And do you think that, do you do any live gigs of your music with the guitar? Because usually the genre of music that you're doing is, you know, a lot of electronic and a lot of things, but I always believe that this genre of music performed like straight acoustic, you know, with just a guitar and voice is sometimes the best rendition. Like you mentioned, you love Rihanna, but Rihanna, when she does a song just with piano and voice, is like crazy, right? So I was wondering if you like to do that also with your guitar, and also if you have any gigs coming up.
I love acoustic shows. I really do. I love taking my music, like you said, is, you know, not very acoustic style, and making it into that. It's just for a more intimate performance. And yeah, I do actually have a show coming up next Sunday, the 22nd, at a local lounge here in town, and I'm really excited about it.
And we're definitely going to be there. So at your young age, you have so many things going on, right? You have MTV VH1 video features lined up. You have also over 100,000 plays on Spotify. We say hello to our friends on Spotify. I also want to say that our show now is also syndicated on Spotify. So it, you know, just started a couple of days ago. So we're really excited about that. And also wanted to ask you, what are your goals and aspirations moving forward?
Well, my immediate goals, I just want to get this single out. I'm super excited. I've been working super hard in the studio, writing and recording, and putting my music out is the highlight of it all. It's my favorite part of, you know, being able to share that, what I felt, with everybody else.
And we'll definitely help you with that. So before we start to say goodbye to each other, once Cherry Coke will be out, what do you have? What are your next projects? Your next thing? Do you have an album coming up? Are you writing new material? Are you planning to go on tour? We would love to know about all of that.
Of course. I'm always writing music. So, you know, that's the most major part of this whole ordeal, right? And I'm currently working on an album, and I have another single coming out, which I can't wait for everybody to hear. It's called Low Key. It's another song that's really close to me, and I'm super excited to get that out. We have some more video shoots and photo shoots coming, so more content for everybody to see. And overall, just, you know, we're going to keep working and releasing, and, you know, I'm super excited for this whole process.
Well, we are excited to have you, and we are excited to listen to your wonderful material and your wonderful music. So we say hello to all your wonderful team. You have a wonderful team working with you. They're very lovely people.
I do.
And usually, you know, when you have a great artist such as yourself, you have a great team around, you know. So really, it's a big hello to all of them. My name is David Serero. I had the pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to have today on iHeartRadio the very talented artist Dyli. Let me spell it for you, Dyli. She has a website called DyliMusic.com where you can listen to her EP and other great material. She's only 15 years old. She's from Modesto, California. And also, she has over 100,000 streams of her single Weekend, and her new single, which we'll be playing, called Cherry Coke, will be released on August 10th. So really check her out. She's a fantastic artist. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much.